Fab and Fun Club, please subscribe, like, and share. Disney Mickey Friends Lost and Found. One spring morning, Mickey woke up and looked outside. It was a perfect day. The sky was blue, the air was fresh, and a gentle breeze blew through the trees. Mickey smiled to himself. A day like that meant only one thing: an adventure was in order. There was just one problem. Mickey didn't know what he wanted to do. Mickey sat down to think. What should he do with his day? Then he sat up straight. He could work in the garden. He could plant some more flowers and vegetables so that his garden would be complete. Then Mickey let out a sigh. That wouldn't work. He didn't have any seeds. Mickey went back to thinking. Suddenly, he sat up straight again. He had it this time, the perfect idea. He could go to the farmer's market and pick up something sweet for Minnie. Mickey looked down at his watch and sighed. It was too early. The farmer's market wasn't open yet. Just then, Mickey heard a noise in his front yard. Walking to the window, he saw his friend Goofy sitting on a bike. Mickey, Goofy called. Want to go for a ride? That's a great idea, Mickey said happily. I'd love to. Mickey laughed. He hadn't had to come up with an adventure. The adventure had come to him. Mickey grabbed his own bike, and he and Goofy headed off. Down the road. As they turned onto the bike path, Mickey looked around. Everywhere he looked, there were signs of spring. The friends passed by a field full of bright yellow flowers that filled the air with a wonderful smell. Look, Mickey exclaimed as they rode farther down the road. Up in that tree, in the branches, a family of birds was making a nest. They chirped happily as they fluttered back and forth. Mickey was so busy looking at the birds that he didn't notice a large branch on the path in front of him. As he rode over the branch, his tires began to wobble. Then his handlebars began to wobble. Soon he had lost control of his bike. Before he could even let out a shout, Mickey flew off the path and careened into the woods. On the path, Goofy kept pedaling. He had no idea that Mickey was no longer with him. Mickey bounced and bumped his way over rocks and sticks until, finally, he got control of his bike. He came to a stop, climbed off his bike, and took a look around. He was in a part of the woods he had never been in before. Mickey shivered as he realized something. He was lost. I'd better figure out how to get back to the path, Mickey said to himself. I don't want Goofy to worry about me. Just then, Mickey heard a rustling behind him. And I'm not so sure I want to be out here alone either. Mickey jumped onto his bike and began to pedal back toward the path. Or at least, he hoped he was going toward the path. But the farther he pedaled, the wilder the woods around him grew. At first, Mickey was nervous. Biking through the woods wasn't the same as biking on the path. But as he went, Mickey couldn't help noticing that it was beautiful in its own way. This isn't so bad, Mickey said. It's actually kind of pretty. And the animals aren't all that scary. Mickey waved hello to a mother possum carrying her babies on her back. He spotted a hedgehog, some squirrels, even a fox. He waved hello to them, too. The one thing Mickey didn't see was the path home. As Mickey looked around the forest, he had a thought. The day was probably half over. He didn't want to get stuck in the woods after dark. Possums and hedgehogs were cute, but what kind of animals would he run into at night? Mickey began to pedal faster, and then he stopped short. There, right in front of him, was a picture-perfect pond. Mickey put his finger to his chin. He was thinking, but this time it wasn't about where to go for the day. He had just found the perfect place to go any day. This would be a great place for a picnic. He shouted happily. I can't wait to tell Goofy. He took one last look at the pond and turned around. He was more determined than ever to get back on the path and find Goofy. Mickey pedaled and pedaled. Soon the forest grew thinner. Then, almost as quickly as he had gone off the path, he found himself back on it. Suddenly, Goofy rounded the corner. Mickey, he shouted, startled to see his friend ahead of him. Weren't you behind me? Mickey laughed. Goofy hadn't even known he was gone. I got lost, he said. I've been riding through the woods this whole time. Wait till you hear what I found. As they rode back home, Mickey told his friend all about the pond. There's a rock where we can lay out our picnic. he said. And there's a perfect branch for a rope swing. Together, Mickey and Goofy went to the farmer's market. They grabbed sandwiches and fruit and gathered it together in a picnic basket. They bought a big blanket to sit on. Then Mickey stopped by the flower shop and got some flowers to take with him. The only thing left to do was get their friends. Mickey and Goofy gathered everyone together and led them to the path. "Come on," Mickey said. "I have a surprise for you." He led them through the woods, which didn't seem nearly as scary with his friends by his side, and straight to the pond. "It turns out I needed to get lost to find this place," Mickey said. "But I'm sure glad I did," the others agreed. Mickey had found them their new favorite swimming spot.